Scrappy with BC Designs, and it's Thursday. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family and loved ones. I hope everybody is having a blessed Thanksgiving so far. Not sure what time you're watching this, but I hope that you're enjoying your day. I have my Thursday video for you guys. This stamp set, this bundle is what I used for this month's for my monthly Kit Club projects. And so I had this idea and I thought, you know what, I'm going to squeak one more card out and show them another option they can use. So I'm not sure, I just decided to do the Whisper White because this panel was so colorful. Not sure if I like that or if I wanted to put another one behind there. And I'll tell you, this piece of Whisper White that we're going to layer these papers on, it is 4 by 5 1/4. That's what I intended. But when I went to trim these and cut them, my scissors had a lot of glue on them from just previous projects, not just to this one. And it kind of ripped my paper. So I cut it down and I kind of miscut what I wanted to cut it. So it is a little bit smaller, narrower than what I had originally planned. So we'll see how this one turns out. I may not cut it down as small, and then we'll just see what that looks like. So this piece of basic white, like I said, is 4 by 5 1/4. My base is thick Whisper White, and it is 4 1/4 by 11, and I just scored it right in the middle. So there is that. We'll just give that a nice little score with our bone folder. I'm just going to move it out of the way because right now I have a lot in my way, so I'm trying to make sure I have an area. So I'm going to use the sentiment that just says joy. We're going to use Misty Moonlight ink for that. I'm just going to kind of scooch this out of my way and set it up right there. I do have my camera a little bit lower than what I normally do. I will watch this back and see if I need to raise it up a little bit or if I'm too close. I noticed last week on my YouTube live, I felt like I was too far away. So I just kind of moved the pole setting down a little bit. We'll see what we think if I need to move it back. Maybe on YouTube it needs to be lower on the lives, but maybe for this kind of sit down video that I do, it needs to be up a little bit higher. So I'm going to use the Blushing Bride frayed Grows Grain ribbon. Never mind, mine got destroyed in the shipment. And then I have the basic pearls I'm going to use. And I will let you know, too, that Stampin' Up! Did replace that because the side panel was off in the shipping. They are great. They have the best customer service, you guys. So I'm using the Stitch So Sweetly dies. That's the smallest one right there on my Whisper White. That's where I got the sentiment from. And then the hearts I just pulled from the Give It a Whirl dies. And it's those two right there. I am going to switch that up because I had the Blushing Bride, the larger one, already cut out. In this card, I used the Misty Moonlight. So I'm just going to kind of change that up a little bit and make the Blushing Bride the larger heart. And then the Misty Moonlight will be the smaller one. And then I'm also going to use one of the wonderful snowflakes, iridescent snowflakes. This was one of the things that they got. My Kit Club members always receive $20 worth of Stampin' Up! Product that they used on their project. So this was one, I think they got 4 sheets of this. They got the full ribbon, and then they got a full pack of the pearls. So that is one of the perks. And after they've been a member for 6 consecutive months, they earn a free $25 product bonus. That's a little thank you from me to them. So I used the scalloped contour dies. That's what we're going to do all of our little decorating on. And then this is the beautiful bundle. This is my favorite bundle, you guys, out of that whole holiday catalog. This by far, this was me. I loved it. Okay, let's pull this in here. I am going to use my silicone mat because you're going to get your glue going everywhere across here. So I just have strips of Mossy Meadow, Blushing Bride, Misty Moonlight, Mint Macaron, and Polished Pink. These are all cut at about 1/2 inch, and I cut them about 5 1/2 inches, sometimes 6 long, because once you get going down through here, you need this and this both to be off of the cardstock so you can trim it good. Okay, so I might have to pause the video if I run into not having one long enough to stop and cut one long enough. And I'm going to use my Tombow. I used our adhesive snail to start out with, and I just like having the little bit of time that I need to trim down if I need to. Now I'm going to start just like with what I did in my original. I'm going to start with polished pink, and we're just going to put it across that top layer right there. And I'm not sure, I might try to speed up the video during this process after I do a few, just because this is going to take a minute for me to do these. So, and then my next one is, I'm trying to find shorter ones so I won't have to pause the video. So let me kind of stack these up and see. Oh, these are all about the same size for my mint macaron, so that's not going to really matter much. And I'm trying to only get the adhesive where I need it to stick on my paper so it won't go off, but it's going to. Just because you can see I went way too far on that. Okay, my next one is Misty Moonlight. Let me see if I have any smaller ones. All of these are cut about the same size, it looks like. Oh well, if we have to pause, we have to pause. You guys won't even know it, because when I come back, I will just start where I left off. It's not like you have to wait for me to do it. So you just want to make sure, like I said, that once we especially get down into the bigger parts, that you're leaving enough that you're going to have the ends are sticking off. See, like right here, you don't want that. I want to make sure that I'm going to scoot that up a little bit, so that way I get a clean cut on that and a clean cut on that edge. That's what I'm talking about, you guys. That's what I'm talking about. So let's make sure. I'm going to kind of turn it actually the way that I have it right there, so I can kind of, I just want to make sure. And that's why why I decided to use the Tombow, so I can scoot it if I have to, if I realize that I'm not going off the paper like I want. So I like to lay them and then just kind of look and see, is it going to be off the paper? Let me see if I have a longer one. When you get in the center, you really need, sometimes these were even cut at 6 inches, just to make sure that it was going to be cut clean and nice. Okay, so let's just make sure when we put that down, that I'm going to get that cut and this cut when I go to trim. And that's what happened with the original one when I went to do the trimming. My scissors, I knew I should have cleaned them, you guys. It was my fault for being lazy, and I didn't clean them. And so that's what happened. My cardstock got ripped. I'm just going to see if I have, ooh, this one's a longer one. Let's try this one. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I published these early in the morning. Like, I try to schedule them like 8 a.m., I think. That's what I normally schedule them for. So I will probably still be sleeping, to be honest with you guys. I don't usually get up that early. I try to get up no later than 8:30. But, oh, I think that one's cut a little bit wider. I'm going to move that one. I think that one snuck over here. Okay, I'm not sure about this one, but I do want to try and see if I have a little bit longer one. Nope, see how that one would end up on the cardstock and not off of it? I can scoot it down. Let's see. It's still going to give me, let's see, I might have to pause for this one. Okay, I am, because I don't have one that's 6 inches, so hold on, guys. Okay, let's put this one on. I like to really make sure I have a lot hanging over. I'd rather have too much than not enough, and then end up being like, oh no. See, this one is on the card, so that's not going to work. But I can scoot it down and still have enough. I just want to see, though, if I have a longer piece than the one I have in my hand. This one is probably the longest. So I just want to make sure. I'm trying to look up here. Okay, I think that one will work, so we'll go with it. And since we're using Tombow, I would recommend make sure that everything is dry before you start cutting. So I'm just making sure down here that that is completely off. Okay, and that's why I'm using the silicone mat too, because when I go to lift this up, it's going to make it much easier. It's not going to have been stuck to my work surface and things like that. The last time I was using grid paper, thinking that that was going to be good because it would get all the glue, and then all my cardstock stuck to that. So that didn't really go as planned. Okay, then we'll go back to our mossy meadow. Now it's getting where it's small enough that shouldn't have too much to worry about now on making sure that we're on that. Okay, just like that. And then we'll go back to polished pink, right like that. The first one I did, I can't remember why I threw it away, but I had just the tiniest piece left down here at the bottom. And it was quite fun, let me tell you, to try to get that piece cut out, but I did it. And then we'll do that one, Macron. And then we're gonna end it. See if I can kind of peel these up back here. See, these have the most adhesive on them back there where I first started. So let's just kind of scoot that up. And we'll go in with one more Misty Moonlight. And we'll put it right there like that. Just like that. Okay, I'm going to peel that up very carefully because that one is not dried yet. See all the adhesive, all that tumble. Now, I'm just going to flip this over. Now, I'm going to pause the video because I want this to dry. And I'm going to go wash my hands, clean up my area just a little bit. I'll be right back when this dries, guys. Okay, guys, it's dry enough. While I was waiting for it to dry, I went ahead and put my little dimensionals on to try to speed things up. These are my old, just junky scissors that I use for stuff like this. So just flip it over and then just follow the outside of your basic white piece, just like this. See how it starts? This is what happened the last time. And I ripped my cardstock that was on the front. That's why I trimmed it down so much. So mine is, I'm going to be honest, it's still a little bit wet. It's still a little bit tacky. If you would wait probably until it dries completely, you would have much better luck at doing this. And you could also use your paper trimmer, but I do not want to gunk up my paper trimmer. I just take paper towel and alcohol, and that's what I clean the back of these scissors with. But see how my scissors are sticking? And it's going to rip. Okay, we might have to trim this one down. I'm still not going to trim it down as far. I got carried away and wasn't paying attention to my measurements on my trimmer, and I cut it shorter than what I thought I had cut it. Okay, so see how it's kind of, I want a nice clean edge. I mean, this one got ripped just a little bit right there, so I will trim it down. That kind of looks neat with that up there at the top. See how I get distracted, you guys? Whoops. And these aren't the best scissors, you know, they're Dollar Tree, $1 scissors, so you get what you pay for, right? Let me move that out of the way. Now I'll have to clean those scissors again. Okay, I'm going to run to my paper trimmer and trim this down. I can get all these pieces, and I will be right back. Okay, guys, I cut this one down a little bit more, again, than what I intended to. But this one ended up being about 3 5/8 by 4 7/8, give or take. Pretty darn close. It is a little bit bigger, as you can see, than that one. I do like it bigger that way, I think, because the more on the background, I really like that better. But let's go ahead and stamp the sentiment. And then we can start layering everything together. Now, I can't see that. Hopefully it went straight. Not too bad. It was up a little bit high, but we can live with that. I'm just going to move that out of the way and let it dry for a minute. Let's grab our snowflake. These are really neat. These are like, what is it called? Iridescent on one side. It's like shiny, like you can see like the little movement. And then it's more matte, so you could use our sponges and color that side if you wanted to. I'm going to use this just to get some adhesive on the back of the snowflake. I'll clean that off after I'm done. And then we'll just put this right about there on our paper. Grab our Blushing Bride heart. And we'll put it kind of like there. And then the Misty Moonlight one, we're just going to kind of layer right on top, kind of like that. Then we're going to start out with our tallest tree, which is the polished pink. And we're just going to put it right like that. And then we're going to go with the Misty Moonlight tree. And we're just going to layer it right beside of this one, kind of on top of it like that. And then we'll put the Blushing Bride one. Just stagger it just a little bit lower. And then just take your paper snips, if your little stem is sticking off and you don't like that, and just trim it off. Just do your tree surgery. Let's grab our ribbon. Where is my background? Here it is. So we'll go ahead and we're going to pop this piece up using dimensionals. This is a great way to use your scrap pieces of cardstock. I've made a lot of cards like this, similar, using up scraps. I love to be able to use those scraps up. And then just put this, just kind of eyeball it, put it right on the center, and then we'll take the Blushing Bride ribbon, and I'm just going to lay it on here. Fold this over. That's way too much. So let's see what we think about this piece. It might still be, that's still a little bit too much. Something like that, I think, is going to be okay. And then we're just going to tie just a knot. We're not going to do anything fancy, not a bow or anything like that. You could if you want to do a bow, but I knew my sentiment was going to be going down here, so I didn't want too much in that way. Whoops. Knocked out one of my Stampin' blends. Let's just trim that. Look at it from this angle and trim that up a little bit better. And then we'll trim this one. Let's see what we think that looks like. Not too bad. I'm going to make that just a little bit, just a smidge shorter, I think. There we go. Okay, now we have our ribbon on. Let's bring in our base. We'll flip this over, and we're going to pop it up with dimensionals. Everything's getting popped up today, guys. Okay, just kind of make sure I have my ribbon straight. Peel those off. You guys, I am already working on stuff for the new year, starting in January. And I'm so excited for some of the stuff that I have planned. You'll have to stay tuned. I can't share it right now. Oh, I do want to tell you guys too, I am doing a 12 days of my holiday helper. I've done this every year. I don't think I did it last year. Last year I had some serious health issues, started in October, so really wasn't able to do a lot. But I had done it every year prior to that. So you can sign up if you visit my Facebook page. It's just BC Designs. But if you visit my Facebook page, the link is there. I do think it's on my blog. If it's not, I will check and make sure I get it. Today was kind of a crazy day, so I'm not sure if I've had time to post it on my blog or not. But you can sign up starting December 1st. Then you will receive one email every day for 12 days that will have 12 different Christmas tutorials for you. But you have to sign up because I have to have permission that you gave me permission you want me to email you, so I don't get in trouble. I'm not sure. I think on this one I'm going to do it on the Misty Moonlight one. On the other one I did it on the bigger heart, but let's do one right there. I think that's good. That's what I did on the first one. That's what we'll just stay to on that one. Okay, guys, that is it for my Thursday video for you guys. Please make sure you hit the like button on this video. Give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have been posting videos every Monday and Thursday. So I will see you guys on Monday. And don't forget about my weekly YouTube Live on Wednesdays at noon Eastern Standard Time. Thanks so much for watching the video, guys. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving.